It's a brilliant run from Messi. It's one of the great Copa del Rey final goals.
Treble winners in 2015.
I didn't think I'd see a better side than that side in 2009, but we've got another side here who I think can be just as good, if not better.
Yes, can the sparkling form of Luis Enrique's Barcelona continue into a 30th consecutive game without defeat? Or will Celta, who've won 2 of the last 3 meetings, spoil the party tonight? Kick-off in the Camp Nou is coming very shortly. Let's take a look at the table coming into this one. Barcelona still in top spot. Atletico level on points. They just closed the gap with a win in the game that we've just watched. Barca ahead on a head-to-head at the moment. They can pull away in this game, of course, and then again midweek with a game on Wednesday that they have as a game in hand. Celta at the moment in 8th, just dropping slowly down the table over the last few weeks after a very strong start earlier on in the season. Well, Celta shocked Barcelona in Balaidos in the first meeting of the season. Before that, they beat them in the Camp Nou as well, but it is a whole different prospect tonight against this Barcelona side who just seem unstoppable at the moment. So joining me this evening is Quinton Fortune alongside Guillaume Balaguer. Welcome to you two. Certainly there's no arguing with Barcelona's form at the moment. 29 games unbeaten. Do we give Luis Enrique enough credit, do you think, for the level that this team performs at week in, week out?
It's difficult to judge because I'm thinking, I think I spoke to Guillaume about it, that can the players, because they have so many good players, they've got obviously the best player in the world by far, and can a team like that, is it about the manager or is it about the players? And I have to say you have to give Luis Enrique because he's dealing with so many big players, with so many egos in the change room, and to manage that, yes, he can probably do it on his own, but you still have to find the balance of making them tick. That's my opinion.
Yeah, he's given Barcelona a completely different level. It comes from Tito Vilanova, where they won the league, but they were very regular. Obviously, circumstances didn't help. With Tata Martino, he didn't get it at all. If you like, also he's part of a Pep Guardiola era, so it wasn't a team that was formed from scratch, but he managed to take them, after Tata Martino, to a different level, helped by the arrival of Luis Suarez, which is giving them a completely new life. But what's extraordinary is that they are top of the table. A season where Messi injured for 2 months, the end of the FIFA ban, which meant that they couldn't sign players and didn't have new players until January. And having won the Club World Cup, normally teams get affected, but instead they managed to get 11 victories and 1 draw in the last 12. So they just keep having a level which is unbelievable. And yes, a lot of credit has to go to Luis Enrique.
We're just seeing the lineups flash up there. It's going to be interesting to look at the Celta lineup, isn't it, of course, because Fontes and Nolito out injured, of course. 4 players suspended tonight. Aspas, Orellana, Gomez, Bongonda. They're missing a lot of key players. Does their style change then tonight, do you think?
Well, they have to be, I spoke to Guillaume again, they're probably going to write this game off, will be more defensive, but I saw them the game against Seville last week. And obviously Claudio Benvue, if I'm right pronouncing his name right, got the goal there. So it's, for me, they've got to go for the, because I mean, you're playing at the Camp Nou. Yes, a lot of teams, people wouldn't give them a chance, but you've got to attack Barcelona because you've got to be positive at least, but they'll be more defensive, likely.
Luis Enrique's record against Celta isn't great, isn't it? Lost 2 of the last 3. Is it not a given that they get 3 points in this one tonight?
A lot of advantages to Barcelona. The fact that they play at home and the pitch becomes very, very big. They are in a good run, and Celta, a couple of players on this, Orellana and Aspas, chose not to play this game by getting a yellow. So a very suspicious yellow in the previous game, because they favoured the next game. So that doesn't help. But if you want to put a but, Barcelona haven't been impressive in the last month. So against Celta Vigo in the Cup, they struggled in the first few minutes, against Malaga as well because they were pressured high. The same with Levante. It's just that they won every single one of those games.
Exactly. That's the most important.
All right, well, we're just about ready for kick-off, so time to get you out for your commentary team for this one. In the rehearsal of this, in fact, they started in Spanish. Let's see if they're brave enough this time round. Terry Gibson and Rob Palmer.
Bonita, buenas noches. Good evening and welcome to the Camp Nou. Barcelona hoping to continue this amazing run under Luis Enrique. 29 games unbeaten. It was a bit hit and miss in the Copa del Rey midweek when he made 10 changes. Only Sergio Roberto, who played against Valencia, starts the game for an undiluted Barcelona team tonight. We're up against Celta, who are missing very experienced key players, the likes of Orellana, the likes of Aspas. Terry Gibson, as well as practicing his Spanish, has been doing his calculations as well, and the brunt of the goals are missing from the team tonight, Terry.
You get to that, Nolito, who's been missing during this poor run of Celta Vigo. It's 23 goals between those three players out of the 34 Celta Vigo have scored thus far in this season. So it's a big ask. Attacking trio there that's stood them well. All missing tonight. It's interesting to see who's going to be playing at the heart of defence alongside Gustavo Cabral. There's no Sergio Gomez, who's suspended, and Fontas is injured, so it's a makeshift back four. Looks like Johnny Otto, the regular fullback, is playing centre half.
Well, they're straight on to the front foot, Barcelona, and they have the famous forward line of Messi, Suarez and Neymar. They're trying to make up for a couple of defeats in recent years against Celta. They were beaten in September by 4 goals to 1. As Terry said, Nolito was starring at that point. Aspas scored a couple of goals as well. But they are aiming to do the double over Barcelona, something they haven't done since 1942. The odds are very much stacked against them, but Barisa, their coach, the Argentinian, who had a spell on the Chilean national team coaching staff, is the kind of manager who feels that he should be playing attacking football. It could be a dangerous game to play tonight against Luis Enrique's high-flying Barcelona. Could be a busy boy. Sergio Alvarez. He's been at the club 12 years now. Mascherano. Roberto. There's one place up for grabs, effectively, in the strongest starting 11 for Barcelona at the moment. It's just a question of who plays alongside Busquets and Iniesta. Generally, it's been Rakitic. Arda Turan was signed, but the chosen one at the moment appears to be Sergio Roberto. It's the second week in a row that he's got to start. Luis Enrique, a little like Pep Guardiola before, he always seems to throw in one surprise inclusion, Terry.
It's a huge show of trust in a really good young midfield player. I say young, he's 24 years of age now, but I've always found it it's obviously hard to break into the starting 11 in the big games. I think it sends out a signal as well to the rest of the squad that we will be judged on merit, irrespective of transfer fees. It's a good competition, that place there, as you said, Rob, quite correctly, that alongside Iniesta and Busquets. Rakitic incidentally played as a false number 9 in the second leg against Valencia. Luis Enrique took the chance to play a 3-man defence as well.
PK rolling the ball out. They've not been keeping clean sheets recently. Barcelona conceded against Malaga and against Atletico Madrid and Valencia midweek in the Copa del Rey as well. They have at times been blasting the opposition apart. It's Dani Alves. Mascherano. A little teaser for Neymar. I think Barcelona can't afford is any kind of complacency. Iniesta. He's the last man you'd expect to be complacent. Iniesta brilliantly takes it away from two. His options, Neymar to the right of him. Neymar goes down the centre. Hugo Mayo digs in. There is Vaz. Little layoff to Zenye. Player who was ignored by Barcelona despite being a star in the local leagues. There's Vaz in the first corner of the game. Or is it just going to be a throw? Goes to Celta.
It's a fast and furious start from both teams. Celta Vigo pressing high. Interesting to see the movement. Here we see Hugo Mayo is the right back, following Neymar into a central midfield position. Iniesta having given the ball away, showed his desire to get the ball back quickly, and then almost sets up a chance for Barcelona. It's a high pressing game from Celta Vigo. It's a risk. This appears to be the strategy that Partido is going with.
It's the medium to long throw from Malo. There's Guidetti. Well, he came here promising to take on Barcelona. The referee has stopped play here as a precaution. Mascherano is down. Seems to have taken a blow to the ribs, I think.
I can understand Berizzo's confidence. His team did win here after all last season as well. 1-0 with Joaquin Larrey getting the winner. I think it's a high risk just because of the players that he has missing, because of a slightly makeshift back four.
Well, they played in April last year. It was only a 1-0 success, wasn't it? Matthew scoring the goal for Barcelona on a nail-biting occasion. The odds, by the way, just before kick-off were 33-1 on a Celta victory here. Something they've managed only twice, 2014 and 1941. Misplaced pass from Dani Alves. Didn't have the most convincing of games last Sunday morning against Levante. There's Suarez.
With the eventual shot, wasn't it?
Our director trying to solve the mystery of the Mascherano injury. I think it was just a heavy landing for the Argentinian. Luis Enrique in full voice. He was letting his assistant Juan Carlos and Zue be the dominant voice against Valencia in midweek. He said he can't sing 3 solos in the space of a week. It has been a packed calendar. Barcelona had 10 games in 28 days in January. And of course, they've got the catch-up game this week against Sporting Gijón. PK. Too much on it for Dani Alves. It's a bit of a rusty start, Terry.
Yep. Home supporters obviously prefer the back heel rather than the ball down the channel. Dani Alves to chase. See the back heel there, great skill from Neymar. Got the crowd on their feet. As he does in pretty much every game he plays here in the Nou Camp.
Iniesta to Neymar. Lionel Messi. Neymar Busquets was in the centre-forward position.
He just needed a tidy across, didn't it, from Luis Suarez. Sergio Roberto bustling away midfield with Pablo Hernandez. Barcelona are going to have to match Celta in terms of work rate and enthusiasm to get the ball back.
Going to get there, Dani Alves. He gets to know the photographers a little bit better.
It's the first attempt on goal in this game. It was a pretty close one from Senye.
It's a young man who was born on the outskirts of Barcelona, Josep Senye. Played for one of the lower league clubs, Terrassa. And has finally made it to top flight at the age of 24. And a spell at Real Madrid in their B and C teams. They're very much down to their bare bones tonight. Celta Vigo, misshapen defence, trying to contain Messi, Suarez and Neymar. It's Sergio Roberto. What a brilliant take from Luis Suarez, and he was pulled back. Yellow card for Cabral. You could argue that he was actually ruining a goal-scoring opportunity the way that Suarez took this.
And good luck with the rest of the 80 minutes that are left. Cabral on a yellow card. And that's going to be ominous, I think, for the Celta Vigo central defender. Great skill to hold the ball up under pressure. To get away from the defender, quick change of pace. Bearing towards the 18-yard box, and clear foul and a clear and obvious yellow card for Cabral.
Usual drum roll. Lionel Messi focuses on which particular square in the net he wants to hit. Messi curls it in, and just a warning shot.
I think the keeper's going to get across in the nick of time anyway. I think he has it covered. Dives full length. Has that post covered. Over the wall. Sergio Alves just drifts wide. Really was good play from Luis Suarez. Cabral must have thought he had him exactly where he wanted him. He was close, was marking on the right side, but just such a good first touch. Second touch takes it away, and then the change of pace. Just facing 2 or 3 yards, he clearly got away from Cabral. He was forced into making the foul.
Messi sails Iniesta short. Barcelona passes are just not finding their men at the moment. Senye, Gudetti, rise the challenge brilliantly. And Sergio Roberto, who is in there, only half hooks the former Manchester City striker. Hernandez to Radoya. Malo does force Barcelona into the defensive.
Certainly are knocking Barcelona out their stride at the moment. You've seen the usual accuracy from the Barcelona players in terms of their possession football. They've been put under real pressure by Celta Vigo.
Well, it's the one area where they have an advantage, Celta Vigo. A height advantage. Ball sails to the far post, but a soft header from Bevu. Now Barcelona on the counter-attack, and do they have pace? This is Jordi Alba. Mascherano to Roberto. Neymar. Plays all 1-2. Almost uses the defender as a wall. Vas. Well, he's sticking to his promise, isn't he, Berizzo? Been trying to play football against Barcelona and not parking the coach.
I'm slightly surprised how well they've started when you talk about a depleted lineup. The recent run of form has been poor, but they seem to have genuine belief that due to a couple of good results recently against Barcelona, one outstanding result this season, they actually do really believe, they look as if they believe they can get something from this game.
It's Busquets. Little step over from Busquets and hits it between defender central defender and fullback. Iniesta. Digging in, drawing defenders. Brilliant ball. Neymar kept out once. Excellent save from Sergio Alvarez as Barcelona move through the gears very sharply.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a replay of this, because I think this is some sort of magic trick that Iniesta's come up with. It's hard to see exactly what he did in real time. You see his tenacity to win the ball back and runs at the defenders, shuffles it quickly, so quickly, right to left, and flicks it over the defender. Neymar can't do the same with the goalkeeper. Good goalkeeping again from Sergio Alvarez. Shows good reflexes, doesn't go down too quickly.
It's a bad spell for Neymar. He hasn't scored in the last 3 matches. After scoring successively 5 goals in 5 games. Claudio Bravo in his own 6-yard box is PK. It is kind of unique to Barcelona, that, isn't it? Not too many teams brave that. Senye. Vanas. Cabral. Jordi Alba had to stretch. I think he's done himself some damage there.
He's Bavu with a challenge and he just comes down.
Well, he's caught him, hasn't he? Just that one part of the foot. The foot meets the leg and you don't have protection.
Midfield for Celta Vigo, alongside Daniel Vassell. You expect him to work really hard.
Sergio Roberto. Dani Alves lets the ball go. Last couple of performances really have been out of character from the, I suppose we can call him the veteran Brazilian now. He's 33 years of age in a couple of months' time. His position may be under scrutiny with the signing of Alex Vidal. Luis Enrique, interestingly, was stressing the importance of the supporters in Barcelona's performance tonight. Gudetti chases, Bravo well out of his area. I bet he never plays in goal in the 5-a-side, does he?
He enjoyed that, didn't he? He took his time and tried to find a 60-yard diagonal towards Luis Suarez, which didn't come off.
Oh, Messi uses the referee to shake off the defender. He uses everything he's got. Messi gets it back from Neymar. Incredible footwork from Lionel Messi, and he still registered the shot on goal. Mesmerising.
It's really hard for Neymar to actually find Messi with a return pass. He was able to skip past Planas there. He's away. Pablo Hernandez gets close to him. 2 or 3 players. It's really good work defensively by Johnny Otto, the fullback, who's playing at centre-back tonight.
Took 4 defenders, a goalkeeper and an official.
And it was good tracking, actually, by the Celta Vigo defender, wasn't it? It was Johnny saw the defender, saw the danger, went across and was able just to apply enough pressure with a couple of help from a couple of his teammates. Just couldn't get out of his feet in the end.
It could be a milestone evening for him. He's currently on 298 La Liga goals. Of course, nobody's ever scored 300 goals. Ball is teed up towards Vass. Busquets just takes the sting out of it. Claudio Bravo aware that that may have been classed as a back pass. Iniesta. Hernandez taking control for Celta Vigo. And a breathless start for them.
It's been a rough start to the game. You see Mascherano there just hobbling. It's only his 3rd knock, I think. See Messi. Skipped away from the first defender. And 3 more combined. And there's the midfield player as well.
Gudetti. Bradoya. This one to BBVA. One of the winter signings, a former Lyon player. Hernandez. Planas. Play a couple of games for the Barcelona first team. Step over there from Vas. It's not just Neymar that can provide the trickery. Gudetti.
So compact at the moment, Celta Vigo. I'm giving them credit for only players they getting back into defensive positions. Also getting players into the box when they do get a chance to spring an attack. Tremendous work rate from Eduardo Berizzo's team.
20 minutes gone in a bright game, but devoid of any telling chances so far. Put into context the reasons the likes of Sani are playing for Celta tonight. They've called up 4 players from the B team to make up the squad. They have suspensions to former Barcelona central defender Gomez, Aspas, once of Liverpool, of course, Orellana, key man in midfield, Bondonga as well, who's been a regular this season. And 2 of the former Barcelona players, Nolito, who was the leading scorer, has been missing for over a dozen games now. And Andrew Fontas, once a highly rated central defender at the Camp Nou, he's been out since the autumn.
You shouldn't forget they sold Augusto Fernandez as well. So as the transfer window opened, into Atletico Madrid.
Neymar's little flick into the path of Iniesta. He did sell some key players. La Rive, you mentioned before, scored the winning goal last year. He moved on in this summer, as did Mina. Charles went down to Malaga. So from a side that finished in a very comfortable 8th position last season, their second top 10 finish in 2 years. This is a side that has been severely weakened. Busquets to Iniesta. Well, the referee held his whistle there and decides that he'd been clipped by Hernandez.
Into Iniesta. Talk about Celta Vigo being severely weakened in the first 20 odd minutes of the game. Imagine Barcelona making life difficult. Just the one chance created by Barcelona so far with Neymar.
I think a little too adventurous a distance to go directly to goal. So do they have a cunning plan? Messi teases the ball in across everybody, and well, the sting taken out of the shot. And the eyes of the defenders swivelling in their heads, didn't it?
Yep, the cunning plan was to try and get Dani Alves free. The last people that Celta Vigo would have thought about marking. The crowded penalty area, the likes of Piqué, Mascherano getting forward. Busquets getting forward to give some height. It was Dani Alves who was closest, and it'd be interesting to have another look at it. I actually think he should have got something on that chip into the box.
Oh, it's a dreadful ball from Roberto. Now, how confident does Vas feel? Rounds 1, great square ball. It's a spare man here in Gudetti. If they can find him, it's a tremendous save from Claudio Bravo. Well, undoubtedly the best chance of the game so far. It was an unlikely source. It was the fullback, Planas, who'd ventured forward. He had a great bit of footwork there. Gudetti feels that maybe it should have been passed on to somebody like him, an expert in those situations, but it did take a top-class save from Bravo to keep him out.
No, I think he's made the correct decision, going for goal, and as you said, it took a really good save from Claudio Bravo.
I think if I'm right in saying that his only goal as a professional footballer was for the Barcelona B team. He's never scored at the senior level. Planas.
Perhaps Guidetti was right to moan then. It just goes to underline the work rate, doesn't it? And when they do spring an attack, players are encouraged to get forward.
PK. How unusual. We get offered all kinds of statistics during the course of the game. Only the possession stats heavily weighted in favour of Barcelona, but what will be interesting tonight to see how many of their passes have been completed.
I think that stat will be well down on their normal passing accuracy.
Busquets. Roberto. Iniesta. Turns into trouble again, retrieves the ball. Luis Suarez. Brilliant footwork from Suarez, who was taken out. Referee notes that and then brings the play back. And Planas accepts that he had done wrong. The referee couldn't let it go.
Seeing yesterday really well to work out his way out of trouble on 3 occasions within a matter of 1.5 to 2 seconds. Eventually was able to free the ball to Luis Suarez, and again he's heavily put under pressure, clearly fouled, holding the top of his foot. No complaints, I would imagine, from the Celta Vigo players about another yellow card. Both have been pretty obvious so far. Another chance for Messi and Neymar.
Communication behind a closed hand between Neymar and Messi.
Similar distance to Messi's last attempt, but slightly more central.
There's a slight breeze around the stadium. May aid the fade. It's Messi. It is magnificent from Lionel Messi. What more can you say about this incredible little man?
I don't know why, but I just didn't fancy him at all from that range.
You didn't fancy Lionel Messi?
No, how wrong could I have been? The difference between this one and the last set piece was he gets elevation on this one. More power. The first one was a practice, and the second one is absolutely perfect. Not one Celta Vigo player looked around towards the goalkeeper to apportion any blame to Sergio Alvarez. He seems perfect. The goalkeeper does all he can. The wall's protecting that side. Messi gets the power on it, just under the top corner. But this one certainly has more venom than his first attempt that drifted just past the post. And this one thumps into the top corner. Brilliant strike from Messi.
Well, we can analyse the wall, you can discuss the goalkeeper, but what we should be talking about is the brilliance of Lionel Messi. Down at the moment, Barcelona trying to capture the referee's attention, so Iniesta can be reintroduced. They may not need it because Messi's on the ball. Does he need help? The swivel of the hips and desperate defending from Planas, who must now feel particularly hard done by.
See the right leg of Cabral was in the 18-yard box. Luis Suarez was outside the 18-yard box. The attempt is from the outside of the 18-yard box from Messi. That gives Barcelona an important lead because they're in a real tough fixture here. Certainly haven't been complacent. Celta Vigo really giving them a game at the moment.
There's Vaz to Guidetti. The player has been significant in this game, of course, is Planas. At one end he had an opportunity. A couple of minutes later, he concedes the free kick, which is blown home by Lionel Messi. There's Alves. Messi seems to be everywhere. Just have a count, Terry. Make sure there's not more than one of him.
It's one of the teams that historically he hasn't done particularly well against, isn't it?
Well, by his standards, yeah, he only
yeah.
has a 1-in-3 record against them. He scored 3 goals in 9 matches against them. Neymar looking back for Suarez. On the ball is Messi. Just teased it into the waiting gloves of Alvarez.
It's tough on Celta Vigo, but they are going to give fouls away and free kicks away in dangerous positions. Because they're being really enthusiastic. They know the importance. It's a strategy that Partido has worked on for this particular game.
Forget that we have Barcelona's catch-up game on Wednesday night. The time is right, 5:30 UK on Sky Sports 2. Might be worth leaving the office a little bit early, making no plans for tea time, and seeing if there's a Messi and Barcelona goal feast. Here's Neymar. Good defending by Malum, who stood his ground. Of course, if you're a Barca, if you're a Real or Atletico supporter, you'll be cheering on Sporting Gijón as well. Sydney taken down by Iniesta. Berizzo's got a tough task to lift his players. This is a team who've been defeated in 5 of their last 7 La Liga matches. Off to a very good start. They weren't defeated in the opening 8 games of the season, but when the suspensions and the injuries have kicked in, they've begun to creep down the league a little bit. It's Neymar. Suarez catches the defender's eyes. Neymar runs into the maze, and even he can't find a way out of the maze. Good at him. Alba can't get there. Oh, it's a flying shot from Barcelona.
That's a brilliant strike. It's one of those where it's teed up and you're thinking, as the ball's making its way to him, go and hit it. Not many players do. And when they do, they don't normally have the accuracy and power there that Barcelona finds, and it's a fine save from Bravo.
Well, it's his trademark. Just doing a little bit of research on him before the game today, and he's got a goal similar to that in his Lyon days. Fully fledged volley from the edge of the area.
It's a searching pass, isn't it, crossfield? The fullback thinks he's got Jordi Alba thinks he's got him in a decent position, going to press him, close him down when he has a touch. He takes it on the full, smashing volley.
PK. Busquets. See a lot more turns and tricks from Sergio Busquets this season, haven't we? He used to be just the destroyer, but now he's an entertainer as well. Maybe one of the most underrated players in Spain.
I think that's a consequence of teams pressing high up the pitch and trying to press Sergio Busquets, who's the player responsible for getting the ball off the 2 central defenders. He always does seem to just do the tricks at the right time, gets himself out of trouble and then moves the ball on.
Neymar. They've seen his tricks before and they're not working.
It's a big week for Barcelona, isn't it? Playing tonight after Real Madrid have won, Atletico Madrid have won.
PK. Busquets, when the boots are flying. Says Roberto back to PK. Here's Vaz. Oh, he sold Johnny Alto short. Neymar again. Puts around Cabral. Suspicion of handball. Referee looked at his assistant on this near side. shake of the head, nothing given, nothing disputed by Barcelona.
There's been this footnote, hasn't there, for some time now over this league position. Barcelona have always had this game in hand, but play this game tonight, playing against Sporting on Wednesday night away from home. We'll have a more regular look to it with all the teams having played the same games.
It's an interesting little period as well, because 5 of the next 6 games are away from home at Barca. Thanks to, of course, Gijón and Las Palmas.
And then Arsenal.
Neymar. PK gives it to Mascherano. Jordi Alba. Busquets. Daring run from midfield from Roberto. Ball is cleared by Pablo Hernandez, who's dropping deeper and deeper. He's almost an extra centre half at the moment. Busquets to Messi. I wonder if he knows what he's going to do next, because none of those defenders have got a clue.
It's always been interesting. We've been slightly critical of Barca's passing accuracy. But they have matched Celta Vigo with work rate, determination, players in particularly in the midfield three. Busquets and Sergio Roberto, particularly Iniesta. Exactly what they have to do to win this game. If they match the work rate, then they're going to trust the talent, the attacking trio.
Maybe favours Neymar, delivering with a right foot. That he does. Tries to follow the line of the 6. Babu clears. The goalkeeper completely lost track of that. As Jordi Alba put some venom into his shot, but not accuracy.
That shot picked up hope as it was travelling. Jordi Alba hits it. It's just curling away. Just drops over the crossbar. Sergio Alvarez knew there was nothing he could do about that. Couldn't make up the ground to get there. Just cuts across it slightly. You can see the spin and the curl on the ball. Just too high for Jordi Alba.
There is Alba. Oh, gave it away, and that is a big call for a penalty. And a major moment in the game. Jordi Alba got himself in all kinds of trouble there. And clipped the heels of Guidetti, who's not going to let anybody else take a penalty at the Camp Nou.
Must admit, my initial reaction was penalty. Guidetti makes a chase for it. You can see there. Just his foot comes around and drags it across. Not sure it's intentional. He's attempting to try and have a little prod towards the ball, but looks a clear foul to me. Just lost his head there slightly. Guidetti is travelling away from goal. A really dangerous position. And I think the right decision from the referee.
John Guidetti is desperate to take this penalty. Good mind games being played by Claudio Bravo. Dancing around on his perch. Guidetti fires it in. And that is a goal that eclipses his ears. And they may well be celebrating in all corners of Madrid. It's a goal for Celta, it's a goal for Atletico and for Real as well.
So the tactics from Claudio Bravo was shuffling up across his line from left to right, but eventually stands still. Guesses correctly. So firm enough contact from Guidetti. To the corner. A valiant attempt from Claudio Bravo. A good penalty. The Swedish player he's hustled and bustled and put himself about, chased lost causes. Exactly what earned his team the penalty there. It's been a threat. So have Celta Vigo.
Jordi Alba chased down the referee. I think it's just maybe a case of trying to save some of his shame and embarrassment as well, because it was a very costly individual error. 5 minutes to go to half-time. How do Barcelona react? Iniesta. There's Roberto. Piqué. Neymar. Interestingly, Busquets is playing in this deep lying position tonight. Sometimes almost splitting his own two central defenders. Piqué to the right, here Mascherano to the left. Mascherano hitting it towards Sergio Roberto. Falls to Suarez. Swashbuckling Suarez.
It's a snapshot from Luis Suarez and Sergio Roberto. For the first time tonight, has made a really good forward run. Surrounded by Celta Vigo defenders, which just falls to Luis Suarez, who sharply gets his attempt in on goal. Just cuts across it and drags it past the far post. He drags his shot right into the bottom corner, despite a really good attempt. Claudio Bravo holds his nerve. Celta Vigo back on level terms.
Guidetti moved in the summer last season. Of course, he was playing for Celtic up in Scotland. Took him a long time. His first 11 appearances for Celta were all as a substitute. He's only actually completed one La Liga game. He's only got the 90 minutes once. Suarez to Neymar. Caught by Johnny Otter. That's going to be that's Mallow, sorry, Mallow, the captain. His book. That's going to be 3 of the back 4 who are on a caution.
It's going to be tough for Celta Vigo. They want to keep making these challenges. That's again another challenge worthy of a yellow card. There's going to be competition between those two. Neymar, Hugo Mayo. And you see Suarez seizing on the chance. Cannot find the target. Is it Neymar's turn from this angle?
Paper, rock, scissors between Neymar and Messi.
Logically, you'd say it would favour the right footer. I've seen Messi. I can remember one goal at Vicente Calderon from this angle a few years back where he whipped it right to the far post in towards the top corner.
Can they hang on in there to half-time with Celta Vigo? It's a 4-man wall. Very much doubt that Alvarez, the goalkeeper, can see anything of the ball. Neymar drills it in. And puts too much flight on it.
They just need to up their game now. Messi, Suarez and Neymar. Needs must. Tough competitive fixture. Crucial stage of the season.
It's been interesting reading the Spanish papers in recent weeks. Neymar, of course, we suspect is negotiating a contract behind the scenes, and little stories have been leaked to the press about how maybe he'd like a spell in France, or maybe he's not going to be at Barcelona for the rest of his career. In contrast, today Luis Suarez says he's never going anywhere other than Barcelona. Well, Bravo was slightly off his line there, and Bavut, but he doesn't do tap-ins. Bavut tries to catch the keeper out from 40 yards. Bravo's had to make a couple of big saves in the first half, though.
Sergio Alvarez, no, I wouldn't imagine us to make many more saves than Claudio Bravo.
Alvarez transfers the pressure, passes underneath it. Bavut. We're screaming at the referee's assistant on the far side because Guidetti was offside, but he wasn't part of the play. He's just ghosted back into things. Schreiner takes a gamble in carrying the ball forward. And Jordi Alba cuts it back. Neymar takes his time. Seems to be lacking by his exceptional standards, a little bit of concentration tonight.
Yep, that's exactly what I was just talking about earlier, Rob, that I think the front three, you see Messi score a spectacular set piece. And just one clear chance created for Neymar in the first half, other than the goal.
Well, Barcelona may have had most of the possession and a bag full of chances, but John Guidetti bearing down on Jordi Alba has been the significant moment in this game, because he actioned the penalty that led to the equalising goal. And they're not exactly applauded off the Barcelona players at half-time. At the Camp Nou, it's Barca 1, Celta 1.
Yes, that's right. 1-1 at half-time. What have Quinton and Guillaume made of it? We're going to find out after the break. We'll be asking their thoughts. It is all level at the halfway point in Barcelona. Lionel Messi was the man to open the scoring with an absolute cracker, but Celta are now back in it. It was this man here, John Guidetti, with a coolly taken penalty to make it 1-1. And a happy Valentine's Day to one and all.